Hello and welcome, it's Howard from HDS Electrical, and today we're talking over this great project, the mains link. So what is this project? What is this product project? It is a link that goes between your boiler and your wiring controller to turn it on and off. It's very rare if the installation's done correctly that you ever need this product, but this product is a massive get out of jail free card if you got issue with heating wiring, particularly between the boiler and the other thing. And if you need to move either the boiler or the wiring center for whatever reason and can't or don't want to get a cable back, this is fantastic. So luckily my business partner had found this before, because we discovered a bit of an urgent problem with the job. So we were doing some HMOs in London and we got sent specs and full wiring diagrams with each point. On that diagram it had remote frequency thermostat. We also got a big job spec that said all the spec that is expected of each job, and it said heating 1x wiring thermostat. So I thought, in my infinite wisdom, okay, this is going to be I think it's a combi boiler heating on demand. So what does that mean? It means heating is heated, water is heated as it is used. So with hot water showers, for instance, as the shower starts running, it instantly heats the water as you cool for it, heats it on demand as it's used. With radiators, they've typically got a built-in timer and you just use a thermostat. So there's normally a timer or a timer panel on the front of the boiler, and you either use a wireless thermostat or a wireless thermostat programmer timer that does the schedules and controls the temperature too. Lo and behold, after we'd first fixed it, when we came to second fix it, there were valves in a very different place to the boiler. And we were like, oh, this is a bit poo, because it's been painted now and we haven't got a cable between the boiler and those valves. So this is where this product comes in. They both need a power supply, which luckily we had, and it was both on the same actual power. So the valves were just the other side of the fuse board wall, so we extended the feed to the boiler and wired it in this. So you have a mains link that sends a signal and a receiver. Now the receiver's got switch line, neutral, neutral, live, earth, earth. What the system designed it for is this goes to your boiler and this picks up a signal from your valves and opens your valves and what have you. We actually had to install it the other way round, which was a bit worrying because we were doing the opposite of what the instructions said, but we thought about it, and it's got to work backwards, because all it does is when power comes on one, it sends a signal to the other. So we wired it the other way round and wired this in to the valve. So when the hot water and heating was triggered, this then sent a signal to the other one, which we then wired to the boiler. So out of this into the cool from the boiler. So whenever the system was used, the valves were activated, it cooled this. This told the boiler I need heat, turned the boiler on for us, which is the main reason. To be honest, you only really need one core to go from the boiler to the wiring center, and that is to activate the boiler, to tell the boiler when the valves are on, when the thermostats are not at temperature, we need some heat, fire up boiler. So we found this, we used it backwards to the way the instructions are, it worked. We found there's a slight delay, which with some systems there is anyway. That's really caught me out with a system before. I wired it all up, turned the thermostat on, nothing happened. So I'm like, okay. Turn it off, check it all, yeah, that's right. Turn the system on, turn the thermostat, nothing happened. And I'm like, that's strange, check it a third time. So I checked it a third time and it was right a third time, and I thought, what the heck is going on? I turned it on, still not working. I'm scratching my head for about 5 minutes and the boiler came on. And I worked out the reason it wasn't doing it is just because there was some delay in the system. All my wiring was right the first time. The wiring that I double checked twice. Anyway, and it was literally by accident, because I was just sat there scratching my head saying, I don't understand why this isn't working. And then I heard a pfft, and the boiler fired up. So this has a similar slight delay, probably a minute and a half from when it cools, when you turn the thermostat, for instance, before the boiler kicked on. So slight delay, but not the end of the world. It was better than ripping through finished project just to install this, because the spec was wrong. But yeah, fantastic bit of kit. I can't speak highly enough about it. Any situation, you've got to move the wiring center, move a valve, or what's probably more likely is move a boiler, maybe for an extension. Maybe they want to put the boiler in the garage for whatever reason. You can't, or you don't want to get a route through the house because it's finished. You don't want to spend time ripping it up. I think this was 70, 80 quid. When you think about it, if you've got to get a cable across a house, it's going to take you 2, 3, 4 hours lifting carpets, lifting floorboards, possibly cutting through plaster, possibly cutting through walls. Sure, a cable will always be better than anything wireless, but when you add up the labour cost, it's going to cost you a lot more time and money. It's going to cost the customer a lot more time and money. And more importantly, maybe they don't want to have to redecorate their house or bits of their house, especially if you've got to cross 2 ceilings through 2 rooms, maybe go down a wall, through a landing with a big staircase. It's just a pain. This is ideal. Stick one by the wiring centre, one by the boiler, wire them both in, check they're working. Bob's your uncle. We've actually got one of these. Probably dawned on me, maybe I should open it for the video. We've actually got one of these spare now because they're so good. 2 little units, like I said. Got different functions, pretty easy to wire. They both have, in case you're wondering about the live pins, they both have little hubs. They sit in just like, say, a room stat. You wire the plate on the wall. This goes inside that little enclosure. You've got a little cable, tidy, fits 2 cables. Your cover goes over the top. Light goes on. Brilliant little bits of kit. Can't recommend them enough. Mainswitch.co.uk. Put us on your Facebook page. Why would you not?